Hello, my name's Toby Thompson. I'm here today with Paul Hughes, third year DBA student here at Cranfield. Paul, you're looking at frontline managers and HR application or HR practices. Tell me more about your research.
Okay. What I'm looking at is an area where there has been, to this date, very little actual research looking at the problem from the perspective of frontline managers. There's been a huge amount of research into frontline managers implementing HR practices, but that research has been very much focused on how they act as a barrier or are a problem between what's intended in an HR practice and what's actually delivered. There's another set of academic researchers that are looking at frontline managers to see where the link comes between a frontline manager and performance as linked to the intention of the HR practice. One group have found that they're a barrier, another group have found that they're an enabler. And what I'm trying to do is look at that from a very unbiased and an objective view to understand what the world looks like from their perspective.
So early findings are?
Early findings are that at the moment I'm designing the research to go and actually speak to frontline managers. And the finding from that is to make sure that I'm asking a clearly articulated question that gives me the data I need for my research, but also doesn't lead the frontline managers to be telling me the information that I think is the case, but is actually the case that's taking place in their world. So my early findings are it's very hard to design a research programme that doesn't lead the thinking of the people that you're talking to.
But I imagine they're very keen to talk to you because it sounds like you found a gap in the research there. People aren't looking at what frontline managers are doing.
Yes, and I think that's what I will find. The people that I speak to at the moment are quite positive about the research that I'm doing. The challenge to it is it can often take people a while to realise that I'm actually looking at something in a very new way. There's been an awful lot of research into frontline managers. It's nothing particularly new. What's unusual about it is looking at it to understand it from the point of view of HRM practice implementation. Things like performance management, reward, running of appraisal systems, recruitment, that type of thing. Often it's been looked at very much from an HR practice perspective, but not enough from an inclusive frontline manager role perspective.
So abstracted from actually somebody putting it into practice, but generally for an enterprise this is how it should be and not looking at the individual that does it.
Absolutely. Very rarely you'll even find a conceptual view of how it should take place. The only person that's done work in that area so far is a gentleman called John Purcell. He's conceptualised how it would operate, but again it's still very much from this is how the role would look with regard to the HR responsibilities they've got, but it still doesn't look at how it looks in terms of the HR responsibilities in tandem with the other responsibilities they have for tasks, results, organising people, that type of thing. So there hasn't been any real holistic look at the frontline manager role. It's always been looking at it from a very particular aspect.
So it sounds like this is highly applicable. Maybe it's too early to say, but how do you see this being applied?
Yeah, I think it's too early to say how it will be applied, but it's certainly very relevant. As organisations work hard to be successful with fewer people, I think it's important to understand how frontline managers can influence that to make organisations more successful. And anything that helps that understanding, I think, will have relevance and also importance.
Paul Hughes, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you.